shot, this angle actually really makes just the effect. Look at that. Honestly, I'm surprised you can see the entirety of Nick's face. Typically, it's only his forehead in the camera.
Typically, yes.
But that's how much he was affected, as he actually physically leaned back far enough that you can see the entirety of his face. Which, to me, that's a big statement.
Yeah, it's quite impressive. And also, one thing I will say, though, Nick, why are you so hunched over when you're watching this thing? Like, you don't have to hunch over for the event. He's always hunched over when he's playing.
Well, you realize the play is to climb into your monitor, right? He's physically trying to step his way in, and it has
How
more
foolish
tension.
of me. How foolish of me. Come on, really.
Are you a gamer?
I'm not. I'm clearly I'm not. But yes, so F in the chat for Nick Merckx and his Tilted Towers. 8-2, by the way. Aiden lived there too. Just throwing it out
had the
there.
merch made as well, the Aiden Towers merch.
That's
so
right.
The timing's
Now that's novelty. That's novelty brand now. So Aiden, there you go. Okay, so well, that was all fun and good. Let's talk about what we're going to be watching here today. So as you already know, Oceania and Asia already finished their matches. That concluded earlier today, but we're going to be diving into the games in the European region. After that, we'll be checking out some Brazil matches, and then NA East and NA West, which Zeke has dubbed NA West. I'm disappointed that I followed through with that, but that is the world we live in. Now, how does the competition work? Well, 15th place to 11th place gets you 3 points. 6th through 10th place gets you an additional 2, making that 5 points. 2 through 5 gets you another 2 points, making it 7 points. And then the Victory Royale gets you an extra 3 points for a total of 10. And each elimination is 1 point. We've covered quite a bit how this whole thing shakes up and how a lot of players look to try and balance things out, because you want to be balanced if you want to get to the top, because we're playing for $1 million today, just like we are each and every week, and the top players will earn their fair share of that. But it's also about the qualification. This is what these players are putting it all on the line for. They'll be joining names such as Mongrel and Mitro, or the likes of PFSIN and Nix from Brazil, or even Lenon and Tyler 15. These are going to be some of the names that you'll be seeing participate in the duos competition at the Fortnite World Cup final in New York City, and we're looking to add some more names to the list today. But as I had mentioned previously, Oceania and Asia already have their matches, and luckily for us, we got Zeke to break it all down, starting with the OCE region.
Well, let's take a look. My man Zore here and Geese at the top. Now, keep in mind, both of these regions we're playing for prize money. Zore and Geese, man, quite the performance. They're going to take away that #1 spot, 5K, absolutely massive. Jalen and Skyla, these are 2 people that Sundown specifically had said, look, these guys are Slayers. Keep an eye on them. They have come up there in that 2nd spot. Ghost Zarby and Ghost Trap, members of the Ghost Duo, or the Ghost Squad rather, finding themselves in 3rd. This is pretty significant from Ghost. I'm assuming it's probably super amped about it, as should they be as well. And then obviously people like Goobals and Slayer, right? We've seen these guys before, time and time again. We'll try a few replays just to kind of highlights, if you will, coming out of this region. It's a big deal, man. You know, this is absolutely crazy. These guys continue to show up week after week. I think going in, kind of starting the whole process, you know, people like Goobals and Slayer, I had no idea who they were. And then suddenly they just keep popping up, and I'm like, dude, why am I not paying attention to, like, OCE? Like, what's wrong with me? And
what is that?
What is wrong? Too many things, all things considered. But seriously, these guys are phenomenal. And I honestly cannot wait to see how they continue to evolve going through the rest of these weeks. Because I'm telling you right now, I feel like OCE and Asia, we haven't seen their highest ceiling yet. I feel like they still have so much room to grow, and they're going to really surprise us. And when we see those qualifying spots, people they're going to have to be going up against in the final, it's going to be scary.
Hey, you know,
really scary.
In New York, it truly is going to be anybody's ball game, and I would not count out any of these players. There's a reason why they made it this far, why some of these duos have qualified, moving on to the Fortnite World Cup final, and even in the solos competition as well. Do not sleep on any of the competition. And I've kind of highlighted this a lot every time you see me here, but the Asian region as well, definitely a region you do not want to take lightly, because we have some top players here. Speaking of top, Zeke, I hit it up. Now you got to knock it out of the park.
They found themselves at the top.
Hey!
Puzz and me. Hey! Puzz and me here. And then we see people like Quicks and Medusa, right? We've seen Medusa, I think, as far back as like Summer Skirmish. This guy's a Slayer. KGA is a sexy boy, aka Ball TW.
Sexy boy, my
And,
favorite player in Asia.
Back Ho, these guys. I mean, again, it's like we're seeing a bunch of familiar faces coming out of the region, and we're even seeing some that we may not know, and there's still 6 weeks of competition, right?
That's right.
There's still people making it to Champions League that are still going to be coming out and making a name for themselves. We'll roll some of the highlights of this region as well. It's, again, playing for prize money, but seriously, these regions are so scary. I'm telling you, we have not seen the very best. You know, they still have so much room to grow, and I'm telling you, when they pop off, they're gonna bring the heat. Okay, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be the guy at the front of the line that's losing his head, losing his mind and voice, the loudest, the fastest, because these guys just continue.
Well, this Fortnite is a mechanical game, right? There's just a lot of inputs that you're gonna have to keep in mind, a lot of things that you need to micromanage while you're in the game, and I think that Asian region is known for the micro and macro play from other games, but they've also carried that on to the action games like Fortnite, and I think it's very clear that they're going to continue to be a force to be reckoned with. Not only these players in their region, like Sexy Boy, we've seen, I joke about the name because I think it's a genuinely great name, but we've seen him in the top 10 numerous times. Clearly, KGA Sexy Boy is the real deal, is legit, and if he keeps on going like this, I could really very well see them moving on to the finals eventually. They just got to put that performance together, right? The consistency is there, see?
Yeah, I mean, you said it perfectly. Don't sleep on them, right? Like, I made that mistake. Do not be like me, unless you like to meme. In which case, let's become best friends.
I like how he was like his brain was just churning with thoughts there.
I was actually trying to dial myself back. I was trying to set up something big, and I was like, let's go simple. We have a whole show. We can do this all day.
We do have a whole show to get into, and I know you all want to jump right into the European matchups. I know I do as well. We saw some crazy games in Europe yesterday, which means it is now time to jump into the fun yet again, folks. So let's see. I mean, I believe we're gonna have our casters coming out here in a little bit. We need some commentators for this. Anyone in the house? Oh, there it is. There it is. We got Sundown and a guy who looks like an extra from Greece. It is Dr. Lupo. I'm just gonna let you guys take it from here.
Listen, Golden Boy.
Don't do it.
There's absolutely no way you can pull off a look like this because you're old. So, here we are. It just confirmed.
Doesn't it make it more accessible to you, or?
I have no idea, but we do have Europe on deck. I'm excited to get this game, so now.
It's going to be really good. Like we talked about yesterday, 61 points in 2 victory royales was how many you had to score in order to even participate today in this Sunday final. And if you are playing, you can see that 4 box in there. We'll be hopping into the most leaderboard relevant matches, so pulling them directly from that live streaming replay in there. And again, if you want to set your region, follow along with us, go to the settings in that top right, set it to Europe, and then go to the compete tab. You can hop into these matches as well as we immediately see Edwin picking up Merv with the heavy sniper, another player taking that one over as Circle 4 is closing. Lupo, 43 players remaining, 24 duos, so still a decent way to go until we get to the placement threshold.
They have to remember, relative to yesterday, today is going to be probably a little more strategic gameplay, a little slower, because players are very, very cognizant of the fact that if they do get a little too aggressive, it could honestly cost them their ticket to New York City. Yesterday, you had far more players. I would say a much wider skill range in those games. So you saw significantly higher elimination counts than typical. But this will be look at jumping in right here at the duo from CC. No elims thus far, but 14 points total. Not a bad start here.
No, not a bad start at all. And again, just to clarify, you talk about kind of that skill disparity between Saturday and Sunday. We're talking about the difference of maybe kind of being that top 1%, being up in that Champion League, to being in the top 0.01%, being the best of not hundreds, not thousands, not tens of thousands, not hundreds of thousands, but the millions of players who are trying their hand and trying to compete as they are able to convert on one of those late rotators like the gray going back to the lobby. There, Queen Elim as Circle 5 is now closing in. And we can see kind of how these players are spread out, everyone being exceptionally safe.
Ray, as a Discordia for a second there, we were watching, had a kind of a top-down view on quite a few players. They didn't have to expose the backside. They weren't the highest on the map. They did have a view of players rotating, which means essentially free eliminations, free shots at players as they're on the move. Double edit here. Dr. Pack's looking down, plant film right next to him, trying to see if they can get a bead on what they hear underneath. There are tons of layers below. Quite a bit of loot sitting out in the open right there.
Yeah, and I mean, just the amount of the grenade launches you hear going off. The donk. We talked about just pouring those in towards the structures, hoping to find something. Looks like they were. And there's also the first baller we've seen going past. You know, one thing we talked about, Europe in duos in particular, doesn't really tolerate ballers. They see them and they shoot them.
All right, here, Pax Plantum. That elimination that was out exposed, you saw down in the stink down below. There's a ton of loot sitting there, and yeah, it would have been hugely beneficial to push down and get it, but honestly, the play that they made, waiting, just baiting the loot, because they know somebody's going to roll through there. In fact, Run Force also getting lasered.
Almost lost an entire baller right away.
There's no reason to go for it when you can use it as an opportunity to take shots.
And now, hopping right on board with Ritz and Zypin, two players signed by Raised by Kings recently, their first venture over into Europe. These are two very underrated players. Zypin was a player, I forget which team he played for, I know it started with the E back in the day, but has been in the scene for a while. It was Epsilon, there we go, remember it. Been in the scene for a while, been able to really grind his way up and get himself there. But these are two players, they've been challenging. They're on every single one of these leaderboards, not only getting high places, but also getting high eliminations in a region where it is so absurdly competitive. And you can see them already sitting on 33 points. We saw other people in this lobby on 14, so they're off to a great start. You have Kuna and Beehive as well, rotating through the middle tarp. You have Kaijui and Senior Striker on the high ground, Fuego on the low ground. You have Robin and Bitflux right next to Robek and the Raised by Kings pair, as they're right next to J-Kai from Method as well. Ritz looking to line these guys up as the stink ends up coming in on them, but not able to find it as we get close to the first place official. 18 teams left, and Precious, that was Precious. Back to lobby you go. Great pump shot coming up from Zypin, and another one following it up. Picks up William. Will they convert? They do. It's going to end up going through for number 6 in a second. As we get close to that top 15, Willem will take over, so will Bronco.
Ritz and Zypan actually did a very cool strategy. Hopefully people noticed what they were doing. As they were rotating, one was in charge of building, the other basically waiting and baiting shots behind and out on the sides as they were branching out. And even in the middle of that move, during that rotation, they switched roles where Zypan dropped down one layer down and began to continue to build, so that his duo partner could take shots on the move. That kind of strategy, negotiating and delegating roles is huge in duos, especially like this, when you have an opportunity to take shots at players that have no idea what's going on. 15 duos, by the way, which means we get into